Last week, I made a video about all the reasons you shouldn't move to Houston and it blew up. But here's the truth, there's actually a lot of great things about this city that Houstonians would rather keep secret. So today, I'm gonna give you 7 reasons why you should move to Houston, Texas. Now, first, we're gonna start off with the food scene because it is absolutely amazing. Think of any type of food you want and we've got it. We've got Tex-Mex, authentic Vietnamese, Indian, Nigerian, Salvadoran. I mean, any single thing you can think of, you can find it here anytime. Now that I think about it, you could honestly pick a different restaurant every single week to eat at, and it would take you years to hit them all because we've got over 13,000 different restaurants here. So the variety is amazing. And even if you don't like one spot, there's 10, 15, 20 other spots that have the same type of food, but possibly make it better. And because Houston is so diverse, you can find any cuisine or specialty store from Asian bakeries to African markets and anything in between. And don't even get me started on the food at the rodeo. Oh my God, you are gonna feel like you were on top of the world eating there. They've got turkey legs, brisket, elote, fried Oreos. They've got giant corn dogs. I mean, funnel cakes. That food is the literal best. So if you are a foodie, Houston is going to be one of the greatest places that you can go because again, you can find anything that you need. There's not one thing that you cannot find here. So reason number 2 is going to be that there is no state income tax here in Houston. So you get to keep a lot more money in your pocket than you would for most of the other states here in the US. So to put that in perspective, if you lived in California and you're making $100,000 a year, that's over $6,000 that you're paying in state income taxes. Versus here in Texas, that would be 0. That's more money that you can use toward either buying a bigger home, putting it towards retirement, paying off other debts, or just having a good vacation once a year. That's actually a big reason why most people relocate here to Houston, Texas. And really, remote workers love it because they get to keep their big salaries with a lower cost of living and a better quality of life. Now, it is true that Texas has higher property taxes and sales tax than the national average. However, most people find that the money they save from not having state income tax outweighs the other costs, especially if you're coming from a high income tax state. Okay, reason number 3 is going to be for everybody that's living up north or anywhere that gets cold. And that's going to be the mild winters here in Houston. So we actually don't really get winters here. In fact, anytime that we have any type of snow at all, it makes the news, it shuts down the city, and at the very least, kids are not going to school and most people are not going to work unless, of course, you're remote. Now, as far as winter goes, I think the coldest that we see it typically get is going to be in the mid 50s. And that to us is cold. You'll see people walking down the street in jackets, beanies, sometimes gloves if they're dramatic, but I don't really think it causes for that. I will say the wind chill makes it feel like a little bit colder, but at the most, it's going to get 55, maybe 50 degrees. Every now and then we'll get weather that's in the 40s. And like I said, it probably snows once every maybe 7 to 8 years around that frame. Maybe we'll get lucky one time and it'll snow 5 years apart. But for the most part, guys, we really don't see snow here. We don't see harsh winters. There's nobody wrapping up their tires in chains. There's nobody throwing salt on the roads. We don't have to deal with that here. In fact, I'm pretty sure that I still have pictures of me and my family going swimming a few days before Christmas. So that'll just tell you like what the winters are actually like here. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not like that all the time, but I do know that it doesn't get very cold here compared to some other places. So if you're tired of all that crazy weather that you have to deal with when it gets cold, just know that here in Houston, the seasons are pretty nice, with the exception of summer, but we'll get into that another day. Now, the next thing, this is nothing that you can really look up for yourself, but you have to actually feel it. But it's gonna be the diversity and how friendly the people here are in Houston, Texas. Okay, I don't care what anybody says, you do not know Southern hospitality until you've been here. The people here honestly are super friendly, and it's really easy to make friends everywhere you go. I'm talking the post office, the grocery store, sporting events, hell, even walking down the street. If you make eye contact with somebody, they're more than likely going to start a conversation. And it's actually very easy. Everybody's open. Everyone's nice and friendly here. It actually is really amazing. And I haven't been to too many other places, but when I talk to a lot of my past clients that have moved here from places like California and New York, they tell me how breathtaking it is to come here and have people holding the doors open for them when they're at the grocery store or starting conversations while they're standing in line. They tell me that people in other states don't really act like that. So that's all I've known here, but it is really nice to hear that people come here and they feel like everyone is friendly. Now, when I mention diversity, I really do mean that. Houston was actually ranked the most diverse large city in America multiple years in a row. Now, I wanted to know what this really looked like on paper, so I looked it up, and apparently there are over 145 different languages that are spoken here, from Spanish to Vietnamese to Arabic and plenty others. And that's because Houston's global population includes people from over 90 different countries and over 100 different nationalities. So if you want to come somewhere that is very diverse and very friendly, Houston is your spot. Reason number 5 why you might want to move to Houston, Texas, and this is going to be for people that have families. There are so many family fun activities that you can do here. It is crazy. So if you like things that are going to keep your family busy for hours on end, not like a restaurant here or there, you can do things like go to the Houston Zoo, Herman Park. There's Space Center Houston, the Children's Museum, Discovery Green. There's just really so much that you can do here. My wife and I have 3 kiddos, and one of their favorite things to do is go to the zoo. Now, if you go to the zoo, it's probably going to cost you maybe like $250 for all of us to go at least. Again, there's 5 of us. It costs $250. Now, we actually got a membership for $220 where we can go as many times as we want in 1 year, which was a huge, huge life hack. So now we spent $220 one time, and we've gone 6 or 7 times throughout the year. So honestly, the zoo thing kind of just paid for itself. Now, if we're talking about sports, guys, we've got the greatest sports teams here. We've got the Houston Texans, the Houston Rockets, the Houston Dynamo, and then there's other small local teams that you can see, like the Houston Space. They used to be called the Skeeters. I'm not sure what they're called now, but you can go to any of those games, like local games and stuff like that, and it's still a lot of fun. Now, as far as like the best part, my wife and I, we go to about 5 to 10 Houston Rockets games a year, and it is literally some of the funnest times that we've had. A couple of years ago, we got some nosebleed seats for like $28 a pop, and then we actually decided to get a membership so we can get some closer seats, and I think that ran for about $1,500 a year. And we were able to go to about 12 games at that price, which is pretty good. We got decent seats, had a lot of fun, and again, we plan on going to many more Rockets games in the future. And then on top of that, guys, again, as far as events goes, there's lots of parks, splash pads, dog parks, lots of different things you can do, pools. There's a couple of water parks that you can go to. So there's plenty of fun things to do here in Houston that it's absolutely crazy. So if you're just going for you and yourself, that's great. Or if you have a family, you're also going to have a fun time being here, especially in the summer. Now, reason number 6 is going to be affordable housing. Now, I know Houston's home prices are not the same that it used to be back in 2020, but when 2020 happened, it affected everybody's market, Houston included. Having said that, we still have some of the most affordable housing prices in all of the US. Now, when I'm talking about housing prices, I'm really talking about the median house price, right? So in places like LA, the median house price is about $1 million. In New York, it's about $880,000. Now let's take a look at Miami. It's about $660,000. And even if you want to throw in another Texas city, which is going to be Austin, the median price is around $550,000. Houston is $370,000. So this means that you're getting way more bang for your buck, and it's also going to cost you a lot less money. So that means that your payments are going to go down, and you're also going to be able to add or have all those extra things that you want, like a covered patio or a pool or better fixtures in the home or upgrades and things like that. So in addition to the affordable housing that we have here in Houston, I will say that we have some amazing suburbs and some great school districts. And that also comes with a lot newer homes. So the suburbs that I'm talking about, Cypress, Katy, Sugar Land, and Missouri City. And in most of these suburbs, you can find multiple builders with amazing floor plans, and most of them start in the low 200,000s or the mid 300,000s. Now that alone, in my opinion, is a huge reason to move here to Houston. Now, reason number 7 is going to be the incredible job opportunities that we have here. One of the biggest reasons that people move here to Houston is because of the wide range of career options. Now, Houston's economy is strong and diverse, and we're not just talking about oil and gas anymore either. While the energy industry is still like a main hub here for Houston, there's still other career options that are just as popular for stuff like healthcare and medical research, aerospace and technology, shipping and logistics, and education and professional services. I get lots of people that move down here every single year that are teachers or educators in some point. I've got lots of people move down here to work on the Port of Houston, and I also get lots and lots of nurses and doctors that move here every single year. So moving down here for career options, if one of those fields is your field, but there's also many other different things that I didn't list in this video as well. Now, if all of these things sounded great to you, because they kind of are, I actually have a relocation guide in the link below, so you can click that and download it absolutely for free. And if you're thinking about moving down here to Houston, I'd love to be a help for you. I've helped many people people just like yourself move down here every single year, and I absolutely love it. So if you're thinking about making the move and you want a little bit more information, or you want to go ahead and start the process of moving down here to Houston, all of my information is going to be in the description down below. You can also get it here on the screen. You can call me, text me, email me, days, nights, weekends. I've got your back. And if you want to know all the bad things about Houston, I made another video here that absolutely went insane, and people from Houston were commenting up the yin yang. So if you want to take a look at that, by all means, it's a great video, and there's a lot of people that had a lot of things to say about it. But until next time, take care.